This is the moment that all designers get so excited about. It's that moment where we get to bring our clients into the finished product. It's where all the elements come together to work perfectly to create the home of their dreams. This is the reveal, and I'm so excited to bring you in and let you be a part of it. Hi, I'm Jennifer Chipman with Alder & Tweed Design Firm in Park City, Utah. I'm so excited to show you this house. It's one of our homes that's in Promontory Club, and it's a 5-bedroom, and it's about 5,000 square feet. But one of my favorite parts is that we went for a really fresh, kind of a wintry landscape outside and inside. It was just a different color palette than a lot of times we get to work with. This is the entry, which is one of my favorite spots because it kind of welcomes you into the home. We did this circular settee to kind of play off of this circular architecture in the room, and we finished it off like this with a really glam chandelier to just give a little bit of a boost to the style and make it more sophisticated. And I love this color, and you're gonna see this color a lot through the whole house. We kind of brought in some evergreens and even some olive greens mixed with charcoals and blacks and neutrals just to give it that freshness and a little bit of a mountainy, wintry feel. All right, so I want to take you into the great room. I love this layout for the great room because not only do we have like a cozy TV area, we have our dining room, and we also have this really fun sitting area. Because who doesn't like to just hang out, kind of have a coffee clutch conversation area and look out at these beautiful views. I want to show you some details that we put in here. One is we went with a fabric for these swivel chairs, which has kind of an abstract woodsy look to it. Again, kind of playing into our mountain theme, but on a sophisticated level. We also have this table, which is so fun and so unique because it gives us the texture again of the wood, but also of like a stone on the top. So we're kind of bringing in all of these organic elements at once. We finish off the space that's also in the rest of the great room with like a menswear pattern, which again kind of lends itself to a little bit of a woodsy feel, but also keeps a level of sophistication. One thing I love is the lighting that we selected. We have these 3 really large abstract pendants that bring in an element of like a wrought iron, and again, that little bit of a bling with the gold. These are from Visual Comfort, which is one of my favorite companies to work with. It shows off the timber framework, which is a really great architectural detail of this house. Let's move into the dining room. Again, texture is one of the themes of this house. So we have a hair-on hide rug with lots of different strips. So we're getting kind of a geometric feel, a modern feel, with that mountainy textural element as well. We did a really cool tweed fabric on the chairs, which is also a really easy care, so it makes it livable for a family and something that they don't have to worry about being fussy with when they're sitting and eating. We have this cement top table. Again, bringing in different elements, different textures. It has an organic feel to it. Also, even though it's sophisticated, it has a casualness to it as well, which helps keep this home, which has a family and they do a lot of entertaining. It makes it really easy to entertain without feeling worried that somebody's gonna spill or scratch something. So it creates an elegance that's also just livable at the same time. Let's go over to this cozy TV nook. This area is a little bit smaller than some great rooms, but I love it because it feels intimate and cozy. And we have this open fireplace with this textural limestone that again leans towards the mountain feel. I love bringing in these pine green colors. We have some faux furs and we have some really fun geometric patterns that help play off of a modern yet comfortable vibe. Okay, I also want to draw your attention to the rugs that we chose for this space. Again, it's just adding an extra layer of texture. Texture creates warmth in otherwise a little bit sterile or maybe modern rooms. It helps kind of bring all those elements together. It also can create a sense of casualness when you add texture. We went with some fun pieces of art that again give a nod to our mountain setting. We love this kind of modern moose. He's just playful, he adds a bit of fun to this space. So let's move into the kitchen. Kitchens are always a space that should never take the back seat in a house. We wanted something that was really functional because they like to entertain, they like to cook, but we also wanted it to be sophisticated and beautiful with a little bit of glam. This is one of my favorite quartzite slabs. It's called Silver Maca Ubis. It's honed, so it gives you that organic feel. We wanted a lot of storage, but we also wanted the cabinets to look clean. So most everything's covered, it's hidden behind, but we went with this really dark color. A lot of people right now are doing white, but we kind of swung the other way because we wanted to feel a little bit more moody and a little bit more sophisticated, so we went with almost a black stain. We added this pendant right here above the island, again, to give a little hint of glam to the space and just dress it up just enough to feel special and a little bit more sophisticated. Also for the harbor floor, we went with a lighter color to offset the dark trim and beams and cabinetry throughout the house, but it's kind of this warm, taupey, a little bit of gray to it, so it helps warm up the other color palettes we've chosen in the house. And it's also something that's really gonna wear well and hide a lot of dirt, which is great when you have just come in skiing or playing from outside. That gives you a little bit more flexibility and a little bit more casualness to your house. So instead of doing a tiled backsplash, we opted for a full slab here. Again, it just feels modern and clean and edited. We really wanted an edited feel throughout this house. Not a lot of fuss, not a lot of heavy lines or too much pattern, but also something that always looks classic and will really stand the test of time. So this kitchen has two different seating areas. This one is a bar height with bar stools, and then the island also has some stools that are counter height. We made those two the same style and we used the same leather on them just to tie those together. But this is one of my favorite parts about bar stools is if they're actually really comfortable to sit in. We did a leather so it's very easy to clean, but also just a beautiful finish on it in this kind of a pearl gray color. One space in this house that I really love is this loft. It's a little bit unexpected and a little bit quirky, and so it really makes a statement. I think people love a little something unexpected in a house. This is one of those spaces. I love, again, the circular walls. We played off of that with the truss work and the beams and added, again, a really funky chandelier that's maybe a little bit unexpected. It also anchors another seating area, which is comfy and with 4 more swivel chairs, because who doesn't love a comfy swivel chair? We had custom built cabinetry that fit the radius of the room. We added lots of hidden storage so we could keep the room clean, because offices are a lot of times a space that get kind of cluttered. And then we have really pretty bookcases for treasures and things we want to display. We have some leather details we've brought in, which is nice. Again, mixing up our textures and fabrics. This is a chenille in a really subtle herringbone pattern. Again, playing off of that menswear vibe. One part I really love about this room is the panoramic view. You can see mountains off to this side and mountains off to this side, and it makes this room feel so special. The other thing that's really fun about this space is just the eagle's eye view of the rest of the great room. It's fun to be able to look down on that, see all the details kind of come to life, and the two really flow and work together nicely. One of my favorite spaces to design for my clients is the master bedroom. I feel like it's often a space that's overlooked because your guests don't come and see it, so people kind of put it on the back burner. But I love to make these spaces really special for my clients. Let's go take a peek. This master is absolutely stunning and so elegant. One of the main design elements is this wallpaper. We selected this because it had kind of an organic feel. It looks almost like an abstract wood grain pattern, but it has that linear modernness to it, which is so pretty and so sophisticated. We went with a taller headboard, again with a wood that kind of plays off of the color of the beams. We have a high ceiling in here, so we didn't want to go too low. We wanted to fill that space. We added some really beautiful custom pillows, and of course, some faux fur luxe blankets to this room. The rug, again, has some texture to it. A geometric pattern, which is fun, adds to that layer. We like to layer things. It adds warmth. These nightstands are one of my favorite pieces in this room. They're hair on hide, and even the handle has the hair on hide detail to it, which is so fun. Hints to that mountainy feel, but also just as unexpected. I paired this nightstand with this crystal lamp to kind of give a juxtaposition to the organic earthiness of this and the sophisticated glamour of the lamp. I like playing off of those two together. It's something a little bit unexpected. We added some fun accessories that are a little bit luxe in and of themselves, some really pretty boxes. And candles are always a must. I love playing with candles in houses. They just add a little bit of warmth. We have these two club chairs, which is so fun, I think, to place at the foot of a bed. We're really used to seeing benches at the foot of a bed, so why not do some chairs? If you have the room, go for that. We have a fun little acrylic table with a tic-tac-toe game. It creates a place where people can sit and read, they can watch TV, or maybe they just hang out and have a little bit of fun. A master bedroom should always be a retreat from the world, maybe from the rest of your family, but it should be a space that's really special for you. One thing that's really fun about this room too is this chandelier by Mui. It's one that my client had seen in another project that we had done, and she was like, I have to have this chandelier. It's just unexpected. It's super modern, maybe a little mid-century feeling, but it's unexpected. And again, that's what we want. We want to have surprises along the way, along with still being edited and cohesive. It's fun to have a little bit of something that's just unique, that catches you a little off guard. Okay, so let's go take a peek at this master bathroom because it is one of my favorites. If you've ever noticed, a lot of five-star hotels will use the same material, floor to ceiling. And there's a reason for that because it really looks so elegant. We kind of played off of that spa, five-star hotel, sophisticated feel here by just going marble everywhere. So we have these gorgeous white marble floors. We paired it with a floor to ceiling marble mosaic behind the vanity wall, which just is so beautiful and just adds, again, some texture. We did another slab of marble here. This is a different marble than the other one, and that's totally fine. You can mix marbles. That's what creates a little bit more of an interesting layered feel. We wanted to have this just be so serene and so beautiful, and so we just went with it with the all white look. The cabinetry is white, we have white sinks, and then we added polished nickel for all of our plumbing fixtures. Polished nickel just has a beautiful sheen to it, but also a little bit more warmth than other nickel finishes like chrome. And so it just stands out. It's just like jewelry in a bathroom. We wanted a freestanding tub because who doesn't love that look? It's so beautiful, but we went with something that had a really unique shape to it. We topped it off with this chandelier, which brings in some of that geometric feel. It also kind of nods itself to the chandelier in the master bedroom with these little pearl and crystal-like additions. So it's really fun and lights up this space and feels just very special and very glamorous. So this house has 3 guest bedrooms and also a bunk room. We wanted to make each bedroom feel really cozy and warm and also special. We didn't want any of them to feel like they were just cookie cutter or left out. This is my favorite one, so let's go and take a look at this one. I love this modern 4-poster bed. We have a vaulted ceiling in here, so again, we can take advantage of that height and do something that brings our eye up. We have some fun windows. You can layer in front of windows. I think a lot of people are afraid to do that, but it actually creates a really cool look sometimes, and so we went for it with this space. We added a really beautiful grass cloth in kind of this mossy green, kind of pull in more of that woodsy feel that we're after. We also paralleled that with the same kind of a color in a suede on this iron chair, which is a really fun detail. I love playing with texture. We wanted to keep that theme rolling throughout this house. So this rug is a perfect example of that. It has like a really neutral colors with almost a little bit of maybe a Native American kiln pattern to it, which is fun, adds something a little unique to this room, but a lot of texture as well. Love the menswear patterns. We added that again in this space, just to kind of keep that little bit level of sophistication, maybe also a little nod to Ralph Lauren. In the other guest bedrooms, we made sure to add a lot of other textural details that created that sense of coziness as well. We have some really fun chunky knit blankets. We also continued our theme of green, the color green. We have a Tibetan wool fuzzy chair, which is so fun and luxurious. And we have some stoneware lamps in one of the rooms that feel a little bit, again, maybe like a nod to a Native American theme. We also have some fun beds that mix upholstery and woods together. I really love all of these pieces that show the grain of the wood because it gives us more of a feel of that organic sense that we are using throughout the home. We wanted to keep one of the bedrooms a little bit more feminine and a little softer, so we went with some lighter woods in this space. And then the third guest bedroom, we went a little bit more masculine, just so that we could accommodate the owner's family and friends that are coming to stay. Let's go downstairs and take a look at this cozy family room. This is a space we really wanted to be so easy to just come and relax and hang out and feel cozy at the same time. Texture is key for this house, and we did not forget about that in this space. We have this really fun rug. Besides the fact that it has a little bit of shagginess to it, it actually has texture and relief within the rug itself, which is so fun and feels really good on the feet, actually. We have this velvet sectional, which is actually really family friendly. The color we chose is this beautiful gray. You don't have to worry about it. It actually cleans up really well. But the pillows we've added are actually very sophisticated, a little bit higher end, just to kind of amp it up a little bit. I love this fun chair right here that has this evergreen pine green color with this muted brass. I have a lot of this muted color, this gold, throughout the house because it adds warmth. Sometimes when we go all cool tones, it's a little too cold. So we want to add some warmer colors as well. And a fun way to do that is with your metals. This fireplace needed to be something that really anchored this room. We have the textural stones upstairs, so we wanted to do something similar but a little different. So we went with more of this skinny ledge stone in this charcoal gray color down here. And then we paired it with, this is actually a piece of granite slab just to give a little bit of a heat deflection from our fireplace to our television. I love adding leather, which is a really slick finish on top of really textural finishes. Again, playing with that difference adds a lot of interest and creates a place for your eye to keep moving around the room. Our cabinetry down here was really simple. We did some floating shelves. Again, we wanted to be very edited in this house, but it just gives us a place to add some special things, maybe games, maybe their family pictures we could add to this, but just to keep this room functional and give us more storage. We didn't want to miss this space. Because this room is a place where they just wanted to be able to relax and hang out and have fun with family, we wanted a small wet bar here too. I love this tile that we selected. It's a wood grain tile, it's a porcelain tile, but it's in a black color. So again, it's kind of woodsy, it's kind of moody, but we channel set it to give it a feeling of modernness instead of maybe more traditional staggered set, which you see with a lot of wood tiles. We also added a hammered nickel bar sink in this really unique shape. It's just kind of this little sliver, but when you fill it with ice, you can actually set drinks, you can serve hors d'oeuvres on it. So it's a really cool piece. It's very flexible and fun for entertaining. This slab is a leathered slab, which is really a cool look to do when you're trying to have kind of a casual, organic feel. It doesn't feel too kitcheny because you have a lot of texture, but you also see a little bit of a sparkle in it when you stand directly over it. We wanted to have an area for games. So of course, this is it. Easy circular tables are the best thing for games. But I wanted to make sure that the chairs were unique, and so it didn't just feel boring over here. So we have these really cool chairs that have this suede leather back mixed with a tweed seat and a wood leg. So you're kind of combining all these different textures in one. Again, we wanted to play off of our theme of kind of this mountain snow retreat in our artwork. So we have some abstract pieces. Here's a ski scene that maybe if you weren't really looking at it, you wouldn't know exactly what it was, but it pulls that feeling with a little twist of a modernness to it. And also, you can't really be in the Utah mountains without a little bit of homage to our beautiful aspen trees. So we have this really cool oversized piece on this wall as well. One thing I love to include in all my homes are really yummy, soft, cozy blankets. Sometimes they're just ones that you almost want to drape over a chair like a piece of art. And other times they're just ones you want to roll up and tuck in a basket so you can grab them and cozy up with them on your sofa. They add another layer of warmth, another texture, and they're just kind of a fun detail to include. One of the things we do a lot at Alder & Tweed are custom bunk beds. They're a great way to add a lot of beds to a room so that you can sleep more people than normally you would have in a 5-bedroom house. This particular family, they have adult children, so they didn't want something that was too juvenile, but they are anticipating some future grandchildren. So we also wanted to make it kid-friendly as well. We wanted something that would grow with a family and could be something that adults could be totally content staying here as well. So we have queens on the bottom and twins on the top with an actual staircase that goes up the middle, a lot safer than ladders. We went with a wood grain that was a little lighter because we didn't want this to feel too heavy if we went with the dark finish that we've used on the trim and the beams in the house. This is a little bit of a softer finish, not too massive, not too weighty, but you still see the grain coming through, which keeps that organic feeling alive in this room. We added some fun textural pillows again, this charcoal boucle, and this really fun pattern, which I love so much. It's kind of a gray camo, a little bit playful. Again, finishing off with some really soft, yummy blankets in this cashmere and wool blend striped blanket. Just creates a space that can be special for guests or for children that might be here. Thanks so much for being a part of this tour with me. It's so fun to be able to share this home with you and let you have a little bit of a feeling of what it's like to walk into a finished product like our clients get to. This home is the funnest project where we get to have this mountain environment, a little bit of a modern glam to it come together. I'm really excited that I was able to share this with you, and we'll see you next time on The Reveal.